Hello and welcome, and I will now quickly show you how to navigate the DHIS2 data repository. So as you can see here, I've opened a browser window. In this case, I'm using Chrome, and I have navigated to the following address, www.ntddata.org, which brings you to the landing page of the ASCEND data repository. So on the landing page, you will only have one option, which is your sign-in credentials. So in this case, we're going to be signing in with the credentials which were made specifically for the training. In the future, every country and country mail will have their own username and password credentials assigned to them specifically. So here I log in with the sign-in country mail 1, the associated passwords, which is hidden. I just click sign in. Which brings me to the main interface of the DHIS2. So when you log into a DHIS2, what you will see is an overview of dashboards. In this case, there's only two dashboards. One is called admin and one is called DSA example. On the admin dashboard, you here have three items, three panels. First one is a panel showing some general information. In this case, it gives you the information of the developer and the email address here. There are some resources here which were used in actually setting up the system. So there's some different guides, the partnership matrix, and the different templates which were used. And on the right-hand side here, there's the quick links to some reports. So these are reports which are generated based on the data we have currently in the system. So an MDA report, DSA report, etc. So if you want to enter new data into the system, you have to go to the grid icon here. If you click that, it will give you all the different apps which are available on this DHIS2 install. So depending on what type of user access rights you have, you might have different apps appearing. And I'm currently logged in as a country mail. I only see a limited set of apps which provide me access to the functionality which I need in this role. So in this case, we're going to be entering some new data. So for all data entry in ASCEND, we will always and exclusively use the capture application, which is shown here. So I click the capture application and it will open the app for me, and it can take a few seconds to load. So once opened the capture app, what you will need to do is two things. One, you will need to select the area for which you want to capture any new data, which is shown in this panel up here. And then next you'll need to select the form against which you want to enter data. And the different forms in the DHIS2 world are called programs. So let's start with the organizational unit, or the unit for which we want to document any new data. In this case, you will only see two elements. There's training and there's ZZ test. These are set up specifically for the purpose of this training. So training is the root, then ZZ test would be equivalent to a province, for example. So if training would be a country, ZZ test would be a province. And under the province, you will have different districts. And under the districts, there's different units. These, in our case, would correspond to our IUs. So here I select one IU, which is called AA. Now next I need to select a program or a form for which I want to enter data. And you'll see if you select the drop-down, there's numerous options for all the different interventions or activity types we have in this program. So you find the various disease-specific assessments for LF, onco, schistosomiasis, or shoulder-limited Helmins, as well as trachoma. You will find the baseline information for every implementation unit. So this is something which will only be updated by the global mail team. So this will never be used at the country level. And underneath there, you'll see the LF, onco, schistosomiasis, STH, and trachoma MDA forms, as well as the MNDP for LF and MNDP for trachoma. So what you don't see here is the training report, and that is because we're currently reporting against an organizational unit, and trainings are only entered at a national level, in this case ZZ test. So there you see there's only now one option, which is training. I will go back here and would select again what would be equivalent to our IUs, and I select for example, the MDA for LF, you will get an overview of all the data which has already been entered for this IU, all the MDA LF events which have been entered. But these are all just mock-up data, these are all tests, so this is not realistically, but typically you will find one entry for every MDA for LF completed in the IU of AA. And you can then filter these by date of capture, their status, their contract number of ASCEND, the implementation unit population, or other filters which you would like to use. This basically gives you insight to all the data entry events, so single form completions which are there. If you would like to enter a new form, what you would do is you would go to the upper right corner here and you select new event, and this basically opens a new form. So this is the form which would be used to collect all information for a single MDA in the IU AA in this case for a specific year. So if you would scroll down, you will see all the different data elements which you are required to fill in. And here on the right hand side you would see a set of indicators which are calculated directly from the data which is entered into the form. So currently you will not see any values here because we didn't enter any information. And by pressing start again, it just closes and I go back to the data capture app interface. If I click back on ASCEND, it will bring me back to the home page. This is how you can simply navigate through the DHIS2 interface to enter new data into the system.